Greetings and hello, everyone. It is your media and marketing director for H.E.M.P Entertainment, better known as your host with the most, ready to vlog and post, Mr. I Am Cash, and this is another show of conversations, love, dialogue, and we've had some great people thus far. I just want to tell you guys thank you again for joining me. But before I go any further, I just need to make sure I tell you something. I need you to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe this episode right now. And again, let me repeat that again. I need you to like, share, and subscribe so you can make sure you get all the latest from us. And again, this is going to be one of the greatest shows, so I want you to make sure you share it to one of your friends. And again, let me just go ahead and say that one more time for a good third time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. This is going to be a great video. I promise you that. Now, with that said, man, I have my good friend, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I got a chance to meet him at Radio Cello this year, man. We had a wonderful time. I think it was a blast. We've been talking about it for the last 2 or 3 episodes, actually. And again, like I said, man, it was a great information. To all my music artists out there, they gave a lot of great information. But today, man, I got to bring the guru himself right here. So today, man, let me thank and welcome Mr. CEO Greg. What's up, big homie?
Oh man, just happy to be here. Representing another good brother that's providing value and adding value to the culture, man. My main man here, man. I Am Cash, man.
For sure. I really appreciate you. I just want to tell you the event y'all had, Radio Cello, because we've been talking about it the last 3 episodes. I had Cash Too Lit and Mr. Ridley here.
Okay.
So we had a good time talking about it. We thought it was very great. Only problem we had was hot up in there.
Oh my God, man.
But outside being hot, man, we had it was great information. I'm telling everybody I even had a great fish sandwich.
Yeah, man. We didn't know that it wasn't gonna be in the AC, man, until to the day of. So it was definitely hot, but we made the best of it.
Oh yeah, it was all good, man. A lot of people still networked. We had a lot of great feedback, especially since you gave us a chance to interview, which we really appreciated on H.E.M.P Entertainment side, man. We got to interview a lot of great artists. So, man, I just want to tell you again, thank you for having us there. That's first and foremost. And again, thank you for being here for sure.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having you at whatever we got going on. So yeah, that was just the introduction.
That's for sure. I'm ready.
Right.
Now, with that said, I ain't gonna hold things any further. You got a lot of information that people really need to know, especially in the music industry. So if you are listening today, get your pen, get your paper, get all that stuff. I'm going to give you a good 30 minutes worth of information. I'm going to ask him a bunch of questions in order to help you. Okay? All right? And sometimes, I'm going to tell y'all now, you got to spend a little bit of money to make a little bit of money. Okay? But it's well worth it. All right? So with that said, I'm going to ask you a few questions from the branding side, the marketing side, and the promotional side. Because a lot of people, they really don't understand, and we got to give our folk a good understanding of what's going on. I remember watching the TLC story about how they got taken advantage of and all of that good stuff. But at the same time, we got to be responsible enough to know what's going on in the game. And that's why I appreciate you so much, because you have explained a whole lot into the game for a whole lot of people. So with that said, let me go ahead and be quiet. And before that, let me back up. Like I told everybody, you are CEO Greg, okay? We already know that, but I want you to explain to people who CEO Greg really is.
I started in the business at a real early age. My mother was a rapper in Rochester, New York, and I used to go to the studio with her. And she used to be, have like a lot of notable producers around her. E-Bass, he went on to produce, the Mariah Carey and Beyonce, Jay-Z. I just go on, but I was on the scene. She was training me. She started me at promoting at 17 years old at the door, counting money and collecting the cash for her while she do her showcases. And that was one of my introductions. So I've been around here forever. They say, it got to be in you and not on you. Well, it's definitely in me. One of my cousins, Chubby Checker, do the twist I know, yeah. So some of y'all too young for that. There, you ain't gonna know nothing about that. But
Oh yeah.
But I speeded up. I got into professionally pushing artists in 2004, and then promoting showcases started there. Then jumped on the radio, became a radio DJ. Then that led to managing clubs and managing artists. I started managing Jay Shin. He was an R&B singer with Slip and Slide back in the day. Yeah, went gold. And I work with a lot of I ain't gonna even name drop, get to going crazy, but I helped create a lot of celebrities that's still around today. They're a little older, but we definitely played a valuable role also in the development of a model in the music industry, which is the DJ conference call. Actually, the online model, I pioneered that in 2008. We're bringing over 300 DJs together online through an online platform, which was never done before. I did it before, and introducing them to independent artist music, in which some of the people that graced my platform was Nicki Minaj, OJ the Juice Man, Rob Browns, Lil Kiki, T Ferris, Shorty Low, just to name a few. So I've been around. It's a real long story, So I'm just gonna cut it right there. But I've been around a real long time.
Now, Daddy ain't lying, because I looked at your list. You got Calico Jones, Jeezy, Nicki Minaj, OJ the Juice Man, the late Shawty Low. So very credible. Right. And again, like I said, the information is like amazing on what I'm saying. Like, they gave a lot of great information. So this is one person that can really help you on your journey. So with that said, man, you ready to bust some of these questions open?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir. Let's
So
it.
My first question is, like, what are the key components to having a successful music brand?
Well, what you want to do is successful music brand is people gotta be able to relate. They gotta be able to understand whatever your brand is. A lot of artists and independents don't even have an idea of what their brand is or what their brand message is. Mm-hmm. So the most important thing, the key components to your brand is going to be your message, your brand message, because that's going to be key to who you're going to be marketing your stuff to, based on your brand and then your image, the image of the brand, the look, the sound, the message.
Now, I'm glad you said that, because that's my next question. Like, what can you tell people how important visuals are in order for people to see you and get to know who you really are as an artist? Because as of now, like right now, yeah, you got to be a music artist, but not only do you got to be a music artist, you got to be somewhat of a social media influencer, because people got to realize who you are. So, like, visually, what do people need to do in order to, like, really get themselves out there to get noticed?
Well, like we were just talking about, the branding in today's time is much different. Back in the day, you could hand a person a flyer. When the internet was just developing, people, pictures, video wasn't really, all of that important. But now, video is utilized in the most powerfulest way to represent your brand. So if you're just putting up a bunch of pictures, or not even pictures of yourself, but and things that don't closely identify with your brand, and not putting up visuals, then people are going to be like, you got too much competition out here. So you need to be able to quickly and effectively get your brand message across to people through content creation, and so that's going to be very important. Your visuals, I tell people all the time, don't just put posts up. If you're an influencer, you're a service provider, you putting up, I could get you on 30 blogs for $15, and you got a wall full of these pictures. Nobody's going to tap in with you because they don't have a brand to identify with. They don't have a person. They don't see a face. They don't hear a voice. So now in today's time, people need to be able to associate a face with your brand. So visuals are extremely important with being able to identify and being able to bring people into your brand.
Now, as we talk about visuals, how important is the social media game? Like I said, because, like, again, yes, we talking about visuals, but people kind of need to know how to brand themselves on the social media aspect, because a a lot of people don't understand. You need to be putting out something like every day, something consistently every day. So, is that one of the most important and key elements, social media, or are there other routes that they need to be looking at besides the social media aspect?
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you good.
Yeah. No, social media is definitely not where people want to put all of their focus at, because right now, 1 second, y'all. Social media has over, say for instance, Instagram got 500 million people that log into Instagram every day. These social media websites, you have billions of people on here. So you have to cut through every post you put up. You got to have a strategy to cut through. Every reel you put up, you got to have a strategy to cut through. Every story you put up, you got to have a strategy to cut through. So basically, it's the place where everybody can market for free. So it's clustered. So if you are just building the majority of your campaign on social media, you're going to be swimming with the tuna. It's going to be hard to identify which one is Betty, because all of the tuna look alike, and there's a million of them. So if you don't want to be, stuck in that, type of situation, because this is a daily thing on social media, then you need to also level up your marketing efforts offline also, and there's a lot of ways you could do that. I'm gonna give you an example. Festival promotion. You could pop up at festivals. You want to pop up where it's 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 people, closely identifiable to the music and the message and your brand that you push. So you pop up out there, it's 10,000 people, and you got your big billboards up, with your name and your face on it. Everybody walking by, they wondering who is that. So now, and guess what? It's only 5 of you out there, and it's 10,000 people. So don't you think that's more effective marketing than to be in the sea of 20,000 artists and 500 million people, or 20 million people and 100,000 artists? So you see where I'm going with this.
As far as like when it comes to that, so is that when it comes to the marketing strategy? Make sure I'm asking you the right question. Is that the most effective strategy? Just billboards and that type of thing, or like is there like specific? Because again, we know there's other things besides social media. Like you just said, if you just put everything in social media, you're gonna be kind of swimming with the fish. What kind of money do they kind of need to spend, or just to get? Do they just need to have some kind of posters, or like you said? I know they got to show their face, but like what do they really need to have?
Man, we have it in my music school. I teach the students several different ways, and what we call workstations that they could go and they could set up around town and be able to get money. So you could also do this at, again, like I said, festivals. But you're gonna need to invest some money. You're gonna need to invest some money, even if that's a backdrop. So you might need to buy you a backdrop, some flyers with some QR codes, and
and it's actually not as expensive as like no, what you're talking about.
You put a budget up of maybe about $500 to just get all of your ground stuff together. So what do you mean, Greg? So you're gonna take $500, you're gonna get 5,000 flyers, you're gonna get 100 posters, you're gonna get a backdrop, because you're gonna take the backdrop and set it up when you go into events and set it up different places. You're gonna get some USB drives. It's gonna probably be close to $150, maybe 100 of them. So now you got your independent starter pack. Let's say independent artist starter pack, ready to go get money starter pack. So now you got the necessity, the tools that you're gonna need for your groundwork. You're gonna need some tape, so you can tape up the posters also. And then you're going to need maybe a few additional people, and you're going to need some T-shirts with your name on it also. So, so all of that might run you maybe like $650. You could go to the mall and get T-shirts printed out separately, $20 a piece if you can't afford to spend $300 or $400, and you just got a street team. You get 5 shirts for each one of those people, and everybody got posters, everybody got flyers, and we about to go hit parties and festivals and shit. Oh, excuse me.
Oh no, you good.
Yeah. So
Good.
that's just a short strategy.
Okay. So as far, this is a question I need to ask. Is there a difference between marketing and promotions?
Yeah.
Please explain it. Because I don't think everybody understands that there's a difference between marketing and promotion.
Yeah, marketing is the strategy, and promotion is the machine. You feel me? So the marketing is going to be, these are the people we going after. This is the way we're going to go after them. These are the tools we're going to need. These are the resources. These are the people. That's the marketing strategy. So, and then the promotion is, in the marketing strategy, it says that we need to pay this influencer to promote.
Correct.
So this influencer going to get paid. He's going to promote it. The radio going to get paid. They going to promote it. The DJ going to get paid. He going to promote it, because all that's promotion. The marketing was their names getting put in the plan to do the promotion.
Got you. Now, with that said, what is the best way for independent artists right now in the game to really get their music out? I know a lot of people talk about college radio stations is a good way to. I'm just throwing an example out there, and you can back me if I'm right or wrong. But what are some good ways for people to really get out there and get their music featured?
Well, really, you want it to be unique in the way that you do it, because you don't want to do what everybody else is doing. So you got to be outside of the box in today's music industry. I'm going to tell you one thing: online is not it. Online is, and it is it. It's not it, but it is it, because you need both in today's industry. I'm not going to tell you, don't, focus a lot of your energy online, because you're going to need to be able to interact with your audience and gain a connection, and get the data and look at the insights, so they can help you make better decisions on people who are far away, who's relating to you. So the internet is extremely important, but in order to make some money, you don't want to really you want to focus more on your local market. So this is the reason why you can utilize the internet also to do that, and to amplify your works that you're going to be doing in the physical realm. That's a whole nother conversation also. But so I don't know if this answers your story. You got to do a combination of both, internet and offline. They go together right now. But if you want to make money, you want to focus on your ground game. And ways to get out there, man, like we were just saying, a festival. I said to you earlier, man, go print up some QR code cards, posters and flyers and stuff, man, and go get on out there, man. The Jazz Fest. If you're a jazz artist or R&B artist,
yes.
You get on out there. Your Future, he coming to town, or you coming to your city. It's about to be a big festival, man. Look, man, it's gonna be 20,000 people walking through the front doors of the arena, man. What's stopping you from being outside of that arena with a Bluetooth speaker, with your music playing, with your T-shirts on, and your posters and flyers, attacking everybody that's coming through the front door of that arena? Listen, you got to think outside the box. And guess what? It's going to be you and maybe one more person, if not just you, doing this. So you just got all the attention of those 20,000 people, physical, real people, not robots.
Wow. Yeah, I ain't even think about that. That's good stuff. So again, y'all better capitalize on that. And that makes sense. Just like when I see all these people, especially like we'll use the subway for instance, they playing the piano and violin and all that stuff. You got all of these people who are recording you, so it's just like you got a free show. So okay, I got you. All right. How important is music, blogs, and publications for artists? Is it something? Is it a must, or is it something they can kind of skim around, like this podcast here?
No, podcasts you definitely can't skim around, but blogs and stuff like that, if if any of you eventually find out about search engine optimization, SEO, and blog placements, it helps boost the authority of your website presence online. So the more of these placements you have, even if it's not really attracting a lot of people, but it's building your authority up in the search engine. So you don't want your stuff to look like is not popping for real. So if you controlling the image and you controlling the movement of your own personal business and personal movement, then you want to have as much motion and traction as possible visibly to people when they go search you. So when you have these blog placements and you these, especially when you get podcast interviews is going to hit, bam, they're going to hit that front page of Google ASAP because of the YouTube authority. You understand? Even now, the Reels authority, they popping up on in the search engine. So it's very important that you do as much of that as possible just to build up your report card, which is, when people go search you up, that's going to be pretty much like your report card, whether you're working or not. A, B, C, D. I go on there, I don't see nothing D or E. I go on here and I see 50 interviews, publications, blog posts. Man, you're going to get this person an A.
Oh, yeah.
Entertainment is Atlanta's #1 spot for events, photography, brand marketing, video production, or graphic design. If you have media or entertainment needs, contact us at www.hempent.net.
So in saying that, how does a person or how does an artist nowadays, how do you maximize your exposure using things like Spotify and Apple Music? Because right now, I mean, of course, everything is monetized, so it's kind of hard to, really understand the game. So what direction do people need to go?
Y'all need to go to Bandcamp. Everybody need to go create a Bandcamp account, because with Bandcamp, you can send people to Bandcamp and they can buy your song straight out, and you can sell it for $5. You can sell it for $10. You can get paid $1 for your song from Bandcamp, and then you let them find Spotify and all those other platforms, because you're not going to get any money off of those. 0.3, a fraction of a penny. But you need those platforms for data purposes to a certain extent, because you can collect the same data from your own personal website, and rich data. So you want to create a Bandcamp account. You want to have your own website. You want to have the Bandcamp attached to your website. And then you connect your social media links and your DSP links so they can branch off to Spotify, Apple, and everywhere after they first visited and made a determination they didn't want to just buy it for $1. And that would be it. But other than that, forms of advertising, you just want to run ads. You know what I'm saying? On Spotify and YouTube. But most of you not going to know how to do that, and you're going to waste a whole lot of money, and the ad system is not built in your favor. The ad system is built to suck up your money. So if you don't have a professional programming your ads, you're going to lose, because you don't know what to look for. Is it frequencies and CTRs, cost per impressions, cost per click through. You have all of these things, and if you don't understand, then you're not going to know that your click-through rate is almost $2. you need to stop this ad, or you're gonna be broke and nobody's never gonna see your post. Or it's so difficult for people, to connect with this piece of content that they advertising. We're gonna drive his advertisement and click-through rate up so high that when he get 5 people to click this content, it's gonna run the budget out. Nobody hardly seen it. That was good. We just got them off of our campaign and got them out of our hair. And this is what happened in the ad system when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Which leads me to this. Is this the most effective way for music promotion, especially for some of these artists that's coming out with their new music? Is that the best way to attract fans?
Well, the best way to attract fans is to have eye-catching everything. You know, that's where your brand come in. Your image, because that's a part attached to your brand. So you want to have eye-catching and eye-stopping everything, and you want to remember that you're in the entertainment business. So when every post you make on Instagram, if you're not entertaining anybody, what are you doing? So because when you entertain people, that's what the social media piece we was talking about earlier. Now this is where that come in at, because you need to be on there taking advantage of the 500 million and almost 1 billion people that's tapping in on there every day, showing yourself, talking to people, getting people to like you, getting people to, to share your stuff. So that's going to be the best way to start for free. And then learn by doing your testing. You could test different things to see what people like, and this stuff is for free. So if you lazy and you don't even want to get up to make posts on social media so that you can figure out
nobody can help you
who likes you, or if they like you, or because listen, the proof is in the pudding. You put up a post and nobody liked it, and you see that it got 300 views. That wasn't a good post you put up. You need to try to figure out something better. So there could be a long conversation,
Well, a good thing I will say too, when doing so, a lot of people need to try to go find like your favorite person you like to follow on Instagram or social media, whatever social media platform that is, and do what they're doing. Because if you're mimicking what they're doing, that's how they got to whatever millions of views that they got to. How about you do the same thing? Maybe it may work for you. If it doesn't, find somebody else that, that you can relate to in order to get that.
Yeah. You want to definitely mimic. So I do that send that to my artists all the time. I send them a reel or somebody, and I'm like, hey, look, bro, this is what you should be doing. You should be doing it like this, because if you do it like this, you're gonna get like a similar reaction. You feel me? So
yes, no need to reinvent the wheel.
You don't need to.
Because you talked about this at Radio Cello, and I've seen artists not do this. The importance of live performance. How important is it for people to understand that you can perform in front of a crowd?
Man, it's so important to know, mic projection, how to project your voice properly. It's very important that you understand that you need to practice before you go get up on that stage. Because listen, most of you get up on stage and you get butterflies in your stomach.
For sure.
You get nervous, you start sweating, and then you get up there and you don't put your best foot forward or your best performance because you didn't have the confidence. But practicing actually gives you that confidence. The more you practice and you actually know what you're gonna do, listen, it's like, the brain is so intelligent. Once you practice a certain thing, you built your routine into your subconscious.
Correct.
So then when you get up there and you perform with a confidence like nobody understands, because you programmed yourself to do well by practicing. So live performance is extremely important, but if you don't practice, you're not going to give a good live performance, in which I'm going to tell you how important the live performance is. One fella that I know, he was on American Idol, and somehow he got kicked off American Idol, and he was homeless in the streets in Atlanta. So he was downtown, and he would have his hat out, and what he started doing is singing downtown, singing every day downtown, and that's how he would make money. It wasn't on the internet. He wasn't on the internet. This was maybe like 2 years ago, singing downtown, and the white man walked up to him one day, and he sung, and he touched his heart, and that same guy took him from being homeless, got him an apartment, paid his rent, and invested over $100 or something thousand into this fella from finding him on the corner singing, performing. He didn't wait to get booked at a show. So this is the thing. A lot of you're never gonna make it because you want to swim with the tuna. He was the only person outside singing. It wasn't an artist singing on every corner and every block, so he was able to get all the attention. This is what you need to figure out. What do I need to do to get all the attention? So if a millionaire walks by, he's not going to see me and 50 to 1,000 other people. He going to see me, and he going to come to me. So then you won because you found out a way to cut through. You found a lane for yourself.
For sure. Next question I want to ask is the importance of public relations, especially with some of these artists, because I've had some, especially first impressions are everything. Mm-hmm. So how do they need to handle that?
Hey, you artists, if you once you reach a certain level, you definitely need to have public relations attached to your campaigns, because you need to be doing stuff like what I'm doing. You need to be talking to Mr. Cash. So,
I appreciate that.
So what'll happen is your PR people, they're gonna know who you need to talk to, and most likely they're gonna have the relationships, with people who can interview you, news stations, podcasters, radio people. So if you don't want to be digging your hair out trying to figure out who you need to talk to, and whether the person is real or fake or gonna scam you or not, you need to hire a PR, because they already know who the real people are. They deal with them on a regular basis, and they're not afraid, and they're gonna get a good deal. So you need to figure out who some PR people are who could help orchestrate you getting in front of a relevant media.
Now, with that said, what is really out of some of the things that we've already talked about, have you seen over the years? What's the largest or the biggest challenge that most artists have to get over, especially the first hump, in order to really make some progress?
Artists not having any money. Even back in the day, artists was broke back in the day.
Still
but
now.
He's right. But so, and we have a lot of you guys that's doing pretty well too. I'm not going, but most of you guys are not just artists. A lot of you are business people and entrepreneurs who are just doing this. I got a different message for you all also, but so yeah. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
I done got lost up in my own self. I don't know.
Next one.
On to the next one. It must not have need to be answered. Challenges that challenges somebody's gonna go through.
Main challenges, yeah. They broke, man. I guess I answered that question, man. They ain't got no money, man. So but this is the thing, right? Back in the day, we didn't have no idea about the credit system either.
At all.
Our mamas was putting our name on the telephone bill, and the cable bill was in our name when we was 3 and 10 years old. So we didn't have no clue about credit when we was growing up. But now we're starting to figure it out now, and now when you figure that out, then you start realizing you don't have to be broke no more. So that's one of the biggest issues, but that problem is a solution already there for you. But a lot of artists want to be artists. They want to be the old school artist, the artist that wasn't smart, the artist that walked into the label meeting and took whatever, he couldn't hardly read, just signed the paper because he was hungry and wanted to be famous. Stop thinking with that mindset. This is a different day and age of music. Yeah. You got to be educated now. You have to, or you're gonna be complaining. You have to have the knowledge. You have to be able to read. You have to be able to comprehend and understand what's going on around you and what's being said to you.
With that said, how important is collaboration then? Because as you're talking about, you can't do it alone. How important is collaboration? Because again, like I said, even when we went to Radio Chilla, a lot of artists was making sure that they were networking with each other so they could perhaps do some songs and that type of stuff. How important is that?
Collaboration is a big thing to do. It was some young ladies in Chicago. Yeah, I forgot their name. Shouts out to Uncle Beats, man. He told me about these. Well, actually, Mr. Two Swift actually told me about these. There's a girl group. It was a girl group up there, and they was all solo artists, right? So they all came together and Moscatool or something like that, and they came together and made a girl group and blew up big in Chicago area. Like they pretty well known up there. Went viral on YouTube. Couple million views. I think maybe what probably stopped them from going pro as because maybe differences and they wasn't initially a group. They was all separate artists that just came together to do something and it took off.
Together.
So I say that to just the testament of the power of collaboration. When you collaborate with people, you bring everybody audience together. So now if that person had 100 and you had 100 and you had 100, now all you guys have 300 people apiece. When you first started off with only 100 people on your trail. So because all of you came together, you help each and individual person, get a triple X on their fan base.
Yeah.
So that's the power of collaboration. So if that's we want to wonder why T-Pain, how he became so big back in the day, because he was collaborating. How Wayne became so big, he was collaborating. How Gucci became so big, he was collaborating. These guys, everybody who I named had took over for like a period because they was collaborating.
Yeah. And won't even really making no songs, just collaborating.
They was just collaborating. You feel me?
That was big money too.
It was killing them, man. Like, Rick Ross, for a period, he was just collaborating. You feel me? Tearing their head off. You know what I mean? It was like, so that was like, and I don't see it happening no more in hip hop, and that's sad. I don't see it.
That's why I feel too like the industry is kind of dying because we have been taught to be so competitive and not to work together. And the rap game is we always got to try to kill each other or whatever the situation is. But I don't know why we just will not work together on anything. And like even when you look at the numbers now, and I was talking about like Glorilla and some of the other ones that's coming out right now. They're losing money. They're not selling these concerts out, but the music is not the same that it used to be. The performance is not the same that it used to be. Cause like even now, like when I watch the BET Awards, it's like the highlight is somebody shaking their behind in your face. So it's just like, when do we get back to the true rap game when we had the LLs and the Rick Rosses and the Eves and all of those that caliber of talent?
Oh man, I don't know, brother. Like but. I do know that there's a revolution in our site right now that's going on in the independent industry.
Yes.
And I believe, we've always produced through the pain. And right now the industry is in pain right now.
In peril.
Yeah, it's in peril. Yes. But another thing what people don't see is they don't see the redevelopment.
Yes.
They don't see the redevelopment. They don't see that there are a lot of people leaving, and there are a lot of people who are not going anywhere, and only the strong survive. Only the strong survive. So, but the people that's going to be left here is going to be left here with treasure, because at some point in time, people are going to wake up and they're going to realize we need one another. We can't do it without one another. We need to hire people. And where are you going to be when this happens, Mr. Promoter? That just job at Flippers Burgers, or the DJ, decided that you want to make enough money so you learn how to play mechanically. When the game flip, and here it comes, the people that's going to be here are going to be here with millions of artists that's going to be ready to do business. The revolution is definitely here.
And with that said, I appreciate you for coming out. I got one last question and I'm gonna let you go. As far as like new artists coming out, first of all, what are some of the things they need to be doing, and what strategies do they need to be going towards for the longevity of the game right now?
Well, what you guys need to be doing, number one, is you need to be establishing yourself an LLC. You don't need to be out here, thinking that you're about to blow up and you don't even have an LLC, because, if someone decides they want to give you money, they're going to want to see your business plan. They want to see your business structure, because, typically investors, they want to see how they're going to get their money back, your business plan, all that stuff. So if you're facing the challenge of money, you need to create an LLC. That's going to be the solution to your money problem. And then after that, you need to focus on making dollars and not pennies. Because if you focus on streaming services and you making all of your money, you taking all your money and investing it to go send people to the streaming services, that's a lose-lose strategy. So you need to have your business set up. You need to have a strategy, an on-the-ground strategy and an online strategy. You need to have your own website, and you need to hire people. Don't think that you could do this alone. In the record label structure, there's many departments within the label that makes a project successful. So the artist that you're a fan of, who picture that you slept with on the top of your wall, or a picture on the on the pillows of your bed, it was a whole machine behind making that person who they became. It was an A&R, it was a media department, it was a finance department, it was an art and a graphics department, it was the street team back in the day, the street team department. They had a role in it. Then you got the new media department. Then you have the general. So there's so many different departments. Your PR. So if you think you can do this by yourself, but your favorite rapper needed a whole machine behind them, come on.
Oh yeah. I want to tell you thank you for coming, because I was getting ready to ask you another question, but that'll send us into a whole nother show, because you didn't hit the business LLC. So I'm gonna have you come back so you can talk about that, because that's a really important part that people need to understand when it comes to business and strategy, because you need that money.
Hey, so what y'all do then is we need everybody to make a comment and say, bring him back, man. Listen, make a comment on this. Go on the YouTube down right now, man. Wherever you watching this at, and say, bring him back, man. So we can come back on here with a part 2, and we're going to give you a lot more information that you didn't get on part 1.
Man, I appreciate that. With that said, it's been an amazing show like always. Again, man, I want to tell you thank you so much. I see you doing big things out here, and people need to know about them. Continue doing what you do. This is just the beginning for me and you, because I'm hoping we're going to team up on some other stuff. Well, I already know we are.
Oh, definitely. We locked in, man.
And we've been talking for a minute now. But outside of that, man, again, I just want to tell you thank you so much. I always thank my guests 100 times over, because you could have been 100 million other places, right, but you came in and talked to your boy.
Oh man, look, man, family, man. Sure. When family call and need one another, man, they show up, man. Just like you did for me, brother. So let's just keep it in rotation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey man, with that said, I am your media and marketing director for H.E.M.P Entertainment, better known as your host with the most, ready to vlog and post, Mr. I Am Cash. This is Mr. CEO Greg. Before I go, I'm acting slow. I got to do that all over again. Where can people find you at?
If you guys want to, tap in with me, hit me up on my Instagram at Hits on Fire, HITS. You already see it on the screen here. So just hit me up there, and that would be the best place. Follow me, jump in my DM. Let me know you seen the interview with me and Mr. Cash. You feel me? And I definitely show you some love, shoot you a shout out, something on my social media. Yeah, just tap in.
For sure. Hey man, thank y'all so much. We'll catch you on the next episode, and I'm out.